I've been through all of the materials that you're going to need for this tutorial, let's make a start. So I've already transferred my drawing. If you want to know how to do this, you can just head over to my blog and there is another free tutorial on there about how to transfer drawings and different ways that you can get your drawing if you're not particularly confident with freehand sketching. So we're going to start with the beak instead of with the eye this week, mainly because I don't want to be smudging my work as I go. So because this tutorial has a focus on complementary colours, it follows on from the previous blog post, we're going to be adding some sort of secret colours as we go along. So firstly with the beak, we're going to start with the 172, which is a nice sort of teal colour, and I'm just very gently shading in the bottom of the beak. I'm using the flat of the pencil to do this. And you can see that it's coming out really nice and even, and it's quite a light layer of pastel as well. And then to follow on from that, I'm going to take the purple, the 160, and I'm just adding a small amount of purple to the tip of his beak, just on the upper beak. And I'm being really light of touch with this. I'm not pressing hard. So I know at the moment it looks really weird, but we're going to bring it all together with some glazes on top of this. So before I leave them, I'm going to now pick out these lovely dark lines that run along his beak and really define the gannet. So I'm starting with the 181, and you can see it's nice and sharp for this. Again, I'm not pressing particularly hard. I'm just making sure I'm happy with the placement of my lines first. So the reason I chose this green and then the purple is that in my reference photo, quite a lot of his beak is a warm grey, but it's tinged with a sort of greenish colour. He'll be reflecting some of the blue sky in his beak. And then at the tip of his beak, it went a lot warmer and there was just the tiniest hint of something reddish purple there. So I've put this in the underlayer so that when we put the grey on top of it, it will unify these layers and they should just remain nice and subtle. It's really worth taking your time as you're doing this outlining because the darker colours especially are really quite hard to erase from your work if you go wrong. So make sure your pencil's nice and sharp to start with. And then just work lightly and carefully, and then once you're happy with the placement, you can head back over and strengthen up the lines. Okay, so we're almost done with the first stage. I'm just going to strengthen up some of the dark lines now with the black. This is the 199. I've just got it in a pencil extender here as the pencil itself is about this small. So pencil extenders are a really great way to get the most out of your pastels. Obviously, pastel pencils can get quite expensive when you're buying full sets. So it's really frustrating if you've got a couple of inches of pencil left, but it's not quite enough to comfortably use. Then just get yourself a pencil extender. Get them from lots of different places, they're quite cheap, and then you can use all of your pencils until you've literally got the tiniest stump left, which is quite satisfying really. So you can see I haven't gone into this whole section around his eye yet. I'm just focusing on the beak at the moment. Finish off this bit down here. And then it will be time to move on to step number 2. So that's what you're looking for step number 1. There'll be a photo of this step on my blog, as well as all the pencils that we used in this first step. So let's look at step number 2.